Welcome back to the Lifespring Age, episode 51, at the Twilit Beach. In the immediate aftermath of the brutal fight, the Starlight Syndicate learned some vital information as Lorelei and Azalea share an ominous dream. Follow us on the socials. Last time was a fortnight ago, because last weekend I had some unexpected visitors, and that derailed me for the entire weekend. However, I survived. You'll be glad to hear. And the end of last week, you all leveled up to level 8. Congratulations, as you survived one of the more difficult fights I think I've thrown at a party in quite a while. Definitely the action economy was weighted in my favour at the start of it, but you also, well, most of you survived to the end of the fight, and at the end of it, at the end of the session, you were all back, live and kicking. But there's a few things we need to cover off before you can finish your long rest, because we had to end the session very, very quickly, and there was a lot to cover off. So, first and foremost,
I do believe we did click the long rest button. But
you have clicked long rest button. There's not going to be any fighting, but there's information I need to give you, and there's loot and stuff that presumably you guys will want as well. So all of the assassins will have had stuff like crossbow bolts, crossbows, and short swords and daggers and stuff like that.
How many bolts can I find?
Fucking hell, how many was there? There was one. Oh, in fact, so it was the avian guy,
And the assassin.
with about 20, and the assassin. Let's say 40 bolts.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Never need to buy them.
Yeah, never need to buy them again.
I already had 38, so.
Let me just bring up the character sheets. So I've actually I had them all open, and then in the last 2 weeks, I closed all those sheets down.
I've had 2 weeks to pick a feat for Laffy, and I haven't done it. So.
What are you taking ASI? Just boost some.
Because I don't know what to boost, because everything's even.
You can have an ASI which
You
is
got it up to 20?
I think you did pick a feat in the end, though.
No, I didn't.
Wait, doesn't your
What are you talking about or something?
palms of your healing pool, doesn't that scale with your wisdom?
No, it's
or
level.
is that level?
It's level. It's
I could just do ASI.
ASI is not
I mean,
bad.
there's no immediate rush. We're not like
you're not doing anything
immediately.
Yeah.
So.
No. You have a think about it. Stuff for Laffy that's good. Like healer is in the middle.
She has healer. She has fate touch.
Chef feat is good, but you only get like one drop into combat. You get
maybe
to give people,
inspiring
like, little
leader
snacks
if your
and stuff.
charisma's okay.
Charisma's not bad.
Yeah, but I think her wisdom should.
I did ASI for now. I've done ASI because I wanted to do something that gave me a point in wisdom and then something else.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, actually, it's only 20 bolts because the assassin wasn't killed.
Okay.
The assassin was only cheesed it off. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Did you say you have uneven wisdom? But you've got a 19.
I think she had a.
I had 17 in wisdom, so I wanted a feat that gave me a +1 in wisdom and then something cool, but I couldn't find anything that I liked, so I've just done 1 in wisdom and 1 in constitution.
Right. Telekinetic's pretty good. You get like the free bonus action of shoving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we could just say as good as
gave you spiritual weapon. Because it doesn't take a spell slot. It can
how about Fate Touch?
And it will
Surely
use
has
your
it.
I'm
wisdom,
already
so
Fate
there will
Touch.
be a high
Okay.
DC for it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Has been touched by
Really
the
good.
Fate.
Really good option.
And I think Telekinetic, you can choose between the
You can
spell
choose any of
casting-
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Telekinetic's actually a very good one. I didn't even. Come to mind.
I've been thinking about that.
I've been thinking about it as well.
Emotionally, I've been thinking about it.
Everyone who's got a caster, we've been thinking about
Thinks
it.
about it. Yeah, we're thinking about it.
Luckily for me, I never. Spells?
Each of the Tarkanian assassins, who are the guys who got really beefed off in the first fight of the assassins, and then got moonbeamed in this one. Each one of them has a short sword that looked magic. In fact, has 2 short swords that looked magical at the time, but when you take it off them, you realise they have this like fading tattoo on their hands that looks like it was empowering their swords with some fire magic, but it's just a normal short sword. The what was he called? The assassin, the Corvum assassin, which is the guy who kept getting
got
out a
shot
window.
out the window.
Hilarious.
He does. He lives out of the window.
Yeah, Corvum. Oh, what
I
is
think
it?
he just had I think he just had.
So he had talons, short sword, and daggers.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he has 1 short sword and let's say 3 daggers. These guys actually don't have that much. And I will say though that you find 5 vials of drow poison.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Oh, can I have one of them?
useful. I mean,
I will grab like 3 of them unless anyone else wants them. Like, I'll just put them all in the bag of holding. But if Lee, you want to grab one, you can have them.
The other big thing
I'll
as
grab
well is Lizette was a caster. They have an arcane focus that is carved. It looks like a piece of carved bone that has been like whittled down to like a dragon mouth, and that's the only thing really they have on them. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. And then of course there's the steel predator, which I will just tell you what they've got because
it's just like it's just metal.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends if.
This is happening to James before.
Oh.
That's a shame.
I noticed he was bugging out a little bit.
Hey, listeners, while we wait for James to go back, put in the comments what your favorite Star Wars
all week.
Yeah, it's been like it did it last week as well, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's not going to be too bad today. So yeah, the steel. So that I was saying that the assassins aren't carrying stuff like, identifying marks, things like that.
Hello, my name is.
Yeah. Welcome to Walmart kind of thing. They don't have that.
Do they have like a Gnome Depot?
Yeah, Gnome Depot. Yeah. But so you've looted them. The steel predator was the bit that I was looking at. If you want to look into it, you obviously get stuff like scrap metal on there, but since we're not playing fucking Fallout 3, I don't think anyone's going to be interested in scrap metal.
I mean, we have an artificer.
You do have some artificer, yeah. So there is a power. So in fact, Pete, as you are examining this steel predator, presumably out of like professional interest, can you make a Tinker's Tools check?
That's an interesting one. Yeah,
Little Stinker's Tools.
Yes. Use tools. What's the
Who's your
would
intelligence?
it be?
You can use intelligence if you like.
That's cool.
Surely, right?
You have to use your dexterity.
Funny.
So Tinker, so with a 20, right? You are poking around in it, you look at it for a few minutes and you say to it, you can't park there, sorry, mate. And then you prise open the back of it and you see in there is an arcane gem in there. Like the powering. These things are really, really valuable. Probably be worth to sell it about 1,000 gold pieces, maybe 1,500 to the right buyer. But like, there are many things you could do with this. This is like a perpetual energy source.
I may want to actually make some of it if I ever get around to that.
Hey, you got a kyber crystal.
I got a kyber crystal. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Okay, so make a note of that. There isn't an item for it, but just put it in there and we can discuss if you want in the week or whenever, if you want to make something out of it. Just talk to me in the chat about what you want to do with it. But that is basically I don't want to say get out of jail free card, but that is that's your like universal foundation mix. You can effectively plug it into something to give it a real chunky boost.
All right.
Yeah,
awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. What it looks like when you pull it out, it's completely transparent. Like you can barely see it. The only way you can see it is like the kind of electrifying aura around it. So you know how you see above the floor, like above tarmac on a hot day, the kind of like the waves in the air. Like how heat rises and you see it on the road. You can kind of see the power. Even though it's basically invisible, you can only see it by the fact that this energy is distorting the air around it. And it doesn't hurt to touch, but like you can pull it out with your bare hands if you are that way inclined, or with gloves or with a tool or something. And when you take it out, it dims a little bit, and you can just see the outlines. And it's like completely. It's basically when you put glass into water.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm.
Awesome. I'm gonna put that in my bag.
It's shaped like a D20 because why not?
Ooh,
that's convenient.
Yeah, and it's about the size of a tennis ball.
Oh,
nice. So
big.
about hand size then. Awesome.
You could throw it at someone.
Cool. No doubt.
It's a bludgeoning and lightning weapon.
yeah. You just chuck it at people's heads, it clouts off them. Yeah. Right. Okay. So next, we're going to cover off some of the things that I mentioned in the week. because they are a little bit important. So as the fight comes to an end, I'll go through these kind of one at a time, and if people want to jump in with something, let me know. These don't happen in any particular order. This is just the order that I wrote them down in. So you've looted the bodies. As you are like clearing up and like picking up the shreds of your home, because the house is pretty much destroyed, it becomes very, very clear almost immediately that Cal, Jericho, and Timothy have met Leia before. I mentioned this in the chat. She had been they met her as they were investigating why the gangs were suddenly at each other's throats, and she joined them as they tried to de-escalate the situation. And whilst they kind of worked with her temporarily, the reason they hadn't continued working with her is she was obviously a bit bloodthirsty, and it didn't really gel with their vibe. But like they had met her, and she'd got them out of a fix, and they'd spent like a typical one-shot D&D adventure working with her kind of thing, and they were very surprised to find out that that her name wasn't Leia. She'd introduced herself as Bo Wellhunter, and they were really yeah.
So
this
funny.
is all going to come out prior
So
to you. This
clever.
happening. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I'm great with names.
What was the other one? Pseudonym.
Pseudonym, yeah, pseudonym. So yeah, she they kind of got on with her fine, and she's very like. She's actually seems more put out that they're disappointed that she's like some mad fucking killer than you guys are. Like she seemed to quite like those guys. So that came out, and Cal was very kind of put out about that. He felt that he'd been lied to, because brother he had been. Yeah, he had been. And he kind of just tried to stay away from her. And there's a question I wanted to ask about you guys is what are you doing in the immediately with her, because there is somebody out there you only know as Emily. She's only talked to you about as someone called Emily, who was the person who was casting spells on Lou throughout the fight, who you couldn't see, and Emily is still on the other team. She would still not classify as an ally and is waiting for someone to come back with this book. What would you like Leia to say to Emily? Or do you have a planner for that?
I think we agreed on this last time, that we would go up north with the book.
I get that.
Yeah, but what do we need to do?
I'm asking is, there's someone in the city now.
I mean, this is going to come up very shortly in something that I'm planning to do. Okay. Because as of right now, I don't know if we do have a plan.
Okay.
As of right now in time, I have about 4 hit points. Obviously, I've long rested.
We can't heal.
But I have 4 hit points and I can't heal.
I have 11.
Well, you can't heal in the house, I think the wording was. That we can just
in the area, I think.
In the area, you can't use magic to heal, A long rest will do it. But that's fine. If you don't have an answer right now, that will come up again after you've rested, as that is something that Leia is, as far as she's concerned, happy. She has a route to get the book back. She is fine. All things are well as far as she's concerned. However, Emily was probably anticipating you guys all having to die. Was quite happy for that to happen, so she could get the book back, and is basically a wild card. She's like the loose gear in the equation. You don't really have any even Leia can't really guess what she's going to do next. She doesn't think you're going to get attacked because Emily's skills aren't in brute force. She has other skills. There's Rusty cleaning up in the background.
Yeah. He's cleaning up Steel Predator.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll come back to that in a moment then, if no one has a clear plan at the moment. As shortly after, it's become apparent that Leia met Cal and those guys have snuck off. The city guard arrived because they have been alerted to the fact that basically some small explosions went off in your
and some not so small ones.
Yeah, some small and some not so small. And they are quickly followed by 2 members of the Midnight Hunt. Okay, we don't have to roll any checks for this because of who you are and the position you find yourself in. I'm going to guess that you guys are going to say, we didn't cast any necromancy. It was that dead wizard there. Look how dead he is, kind of thing.
He's very, very dead.
Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah, I would ask which members of the hunt
So one you recognise. Let me just find out which one it is. Let's pick not a stupid name.
Good luck.
The Auric Panther.
Okay.
Yep.
Where?
You failed.
Sorry.
They work under the Scarlet Oryx.
James,
Sorry. Oh,
yes.
that's a good one.
quick question. Is
Yes.
my tattoo demon curse thingy, is that necromancy?
It's not necromancy, no. It's literally, it's like a portal to the dead zone on your hand that feeds off necromantic magic. It gets more, basically recharges when people cast necromancy around you.
Plus, I mean, that can be kind of like explained away because it was a random.
Oh yeah, you can just put your hand in your pocket. Yeah.
No, it's more like if that also counts for
No,
illegal.
I mean, you could
It's
mention
more-
it if you wanted. They wouldn't.
Oh
be able
no,
to do
I
anything
won't
about it.
mention it. But
Swear close.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, just like brush your fur the other way. I mean, you covered in like little black spots and lines. It's fine. No one's going to notice. But so there's the Auric Panther who kind
Goliath.
of. Yeah, it's like a Goliath who you kind of know and will trust you. It's like, oh, I didn't realise you'd retired today. Like,
No, you can't do
usually-
that voice, James.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah. It's like, I can't believe you've retired today. Usually these things happen just before retirement when people get attacked and killed, but it's fine. And the other person who's there, you don't recognise at all. They are kind of stood back and they are kind of watching these proceedings.
Do I recognize like an insignia or like something that would tell me of who they are or like what?
They are
Like,
insignia-less.
It's okay.
Insignia-less.
What do they look like? That I should ask.
They look kind of like Aeon, but different coloured hair. It's a. Let me just bring up the cat sheet, and I will describe it slightly better. Aeon, you would recognise this person, but you can't think. Well, unless you roll a really good history check, you were struggling at the moment to put your finger on exactly where.
Roll a history check if you want me to.
If you'd like. Let me just see if I can find the character sheet. I have so many goddamn character sheets.
Oh,
Typical.
What did you roll? Sorry.
one.
An
A
8.
one. Yeah, you just got one of those really annoying faces. There we go. So they've got like this kind of burnt umber, like almost golden skin. Very like handsome. Kind of like how I imagine Gambit from the X-Men would look. Kind of like very chiseled, long, kind of goldenish hair. So their hair is almost the same color as their skin, and these almost like pure white eyes. The race you would be able to put down as a shifter. Similar to Aeon, but clearly not related. Like not all shifters know each other, and they are insignia-less. But it's like shit. I've seen this guy before, and it's not that long ago. It's maybe like in the last kind of 6 weeks I've seen this.
Can I
person.
make a check or?
No, not you, Aeon.
Oh, Aeon.
You have not seen this person before.
But do they clearly like look like a member of the Midnight Hunt, or is
Yes,
it just
they've got they've arrived and they've identified themselves as being a member of the Midnight Hunt. They are with a member of the Midnight Hunt.
I'm a member of the Midnight Hunt.
Yeah. They introduce themselves as Zetari.
Can you spell that?
Zetari.
Okay.
Zetari. But they give no further information, and then when they hear that you've recently left the Midnight Hunt, a little eyebrow goes up. But then they kind of take a step back, and you've got high insight, so I'll just give this to you. The Auric Panther is not like super jazzed about this person being here.
Okay.
I think that's a technical term, right? Super jazzed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What happens next? They take away all of the bodies post looting. They will remove the bodies for you. So there's a couple of questions that we just need to cover off, right? As you go to would you let them take Fred's body? Or would you say, oh, one of our friends was killed, his body's in the other room, please, it's all sticky, get rid of it?
I reckon we'd probably let them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have said keep it. But... Okay.
Because when they go in there, right, the sheet is there, all the evidence of like the moida is there, but the body has disappeared, and all that's left there is the card that was pulled from the deck. But it's not magical anymore. It's just a card.
Oh.
Can we just keep the card?
You can keep the card. You can wear it as a badge.
Oh, this is going to take the card. He's Gambit. He's going
Do you think you'll be alright if I took the card just for sentimentality?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
Can I have my curse turn into a card as well?
Your curse hasn't finished yet, I'm afraid, my friend.
Aw.
As
I don't
you
think
are
it
kind
does
of like,
finish until you die.
yeah. Well, no, it's going to come back at least one more time, and then perhaps maybe that time we'll finally be rid of it.
At least.
At least.
Next hard combat.
The next time James needs to add another thing.
Yeah. The next time, I think, God, this fight's a bit easier than I thought. The next thing that happens, I've got pre-scripted, is
So they leave.
They leave, yeah. They're here for like an hour or so. The Midnight Hunt have been here specifically because like all the alarm bells for necromancy have come up, and they're like concerned as to who's been throwing around these powerful spells. You would know, Lorelei, from experience, that people casting powerful necromancy spells in the middle of the city will have major ramifications. Not just the physical ramifications of what's happened to your face. We're talking like people being born like
like
half
blood
dead,
and
basically.
such,
Major ramifications. But when I say half dead, there's like a sorcerer subclass, kind of like that.
Okay.
It's actually not as bad as James explained it. Half dead sounds really bad.
Yeah,
Sorcerer sounds less bad.
When you put it into the context of these are the people specifically that Lorelei spent 8 years hunting and like putting into prison, like. It's not super chill. So that's happened. They kind of do a bit of investigation. They kind of look around and see that you guys literally have been attacked in like your home. They won't ask for a breakdown of the fight. They probably won't even ask questions. The Silver Hook are doing that classic things of Friends is like they don't want to have seen what they've seen. Like they saw something but are quite happy to pretend that they didn't see it. But this like people casting necromancy spells like that would be like. I'm trying to come up with like a reasonable thing, but like someone pulling out maybe like a bag of black tar at a party, and you're like, oh, okay, like whoa,
I think we get wild.
It's just not kind of this kind of funny.
It's not kind of. Well, they quite happily they understood the reasons for it. It's life or death, and so they kind of like happy to pretend they didn't see it, kind of thing. And so there will be no ramifications from the party there.
Now, I don't know if this would have changed anything, but I'm saying it now because I did realize it after the fight. Yesterday, blindness deafness is a necromancy spell, which I didn't know.
Is it? That's
yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
I thought it was like enchantment, but
yeah, I thought it was like I don't know what I thought. It was.
Or like even I didn't think it was necromancy, but I looked afterwards. I know, but I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
In their eyes and ears.
I guess.
Some other information you find out of just like chatting. These assassins were not like assassins from out of town. These assassins were like known to the guard as members of the Blackrock Tally. So cast your mind back about, I'm going to say 8 months. These were the Blackrock Tally were the criminal organization
who
you almost worked for. And if you cast your mind back a whole ass year to the start of this campaign, as you left the city, there was a particularly skeevy guy who was like hitting on Wolf as you left the city, who was a member of the Blackrock Tally.
I do remember that.
These guys are like
there's like one or two, right?
Yeah, there's like one or two of them about. There's these guys are like
session 1, weird guy from Blackrock Tally.
So these guys are like I don't want to say the mafia, but these are the premier organized crime in the city. I'm not going to do it in voice or in RP, but you get from conversations with Leia that when she mentioned she was going to come after you guys, they were just gifted these assassins because you guys had fucked them off. They're not really into like revenge. It isn't profitable, so you don't really have to worry about further ramifications. But if they have a way to get at you without causing themselves massive losses, they will probably take it because they have been really messed about by you, like keeping that police, like putting the spotlight on that guard at the time.
Yeah.
They lost out a lot on that, and they are cross at you, but not so cross that they're going to like burst into your house. But since something was happening, they had Leia a favor. They gave her like the premium treatment.
Well,
yeah. And is there anything else? The only things that Leia came down with, you will get from conversation, was Lizette, who's now dead, 2 Steel Predators, and Emily. That was the party.
The initial
party. Yeah. Is there anything else?
Leia be a bitch.
Leia, she's suggesting that you let Emily know that you are going to escort the book back, but that is completely up to you. And that is as far as the information that I didn't give to you at the end of last session because there was too much going on. Is there anything anyone would like to clarify from that before we move on?
Nothing from me.
Nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. We will jump to the long rest then. Sorry. Absolute last thing. Sorry, last thing. This is a nice thing. This is a good thing. As you look around, as like all the glass has been brushed up, you look around at this room that has been completely devastated, and your hearts sink a little bit because this is where you were going to be spending the night. This is where you were going to be living. This was effectively like your home away from home for some of you. I don't think I've uploaded it yet. Cal says to you, "Oh, before we go better, see you're looking a bit glum. There was Laffy asked me to set up a little surprise for you. If you just follow me to the 3rd floor," and he unveils a previously unseen flight of stairs and takes you to the 3rd floor of this house. Where Beth, if you can share it in general, because I can't find where I've done with the image. Yes, like a bespoke living quarters for just you. Oh no, I found it. For you guys. That Beth has designed because she loves the shit and she's great at it and they're really cute and I liked it. And so let me just drag it into the map because I haven't made the map for it yet. There we go. So we can do fit to page, just page size. Okay, there we go. And let me drag you to it now because it's pretty cool and she can take you all the way through the different rooms and who's got what. But there you are on the page now.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna act like I've not seen this before.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Do people want to guess whose room is whose?
I'm gonna
Why is
guess
there a
the
pentagram
one
in
with
one
the
of them?
pentagram is mine.
Yeah.
I'm not doing blood sacrifices, guys. I promise.
Make a deception check. With the zombie next year.
I think this is actually a really good opportunity to do the thing I was planning on doing. So I think Laffy would lead everybody through this way. And so stop that, please. I'm trying to do something, mate. You've been so quiet for the past 20 minutes. No, he hasn't. So this room is for Aeon. I did specifically ask what colour you think, and that was the colour you went for, so I hope that's okay.
Yeah. It's yellow.
Yeah.
No, it's like a marigold.
It's like mustard yellow.
Yeah.
Like an amber sort of, I don't know.
Hello, it's nice.
Don't drop.
Yeah, I like it.
Don't put lemonade on that carpet. You will never see it again.
Find it,
This one is for Kudo.
If you want to drag your tokens in there so people can, just as a holding, so we can perceive.
And then this one is for Laffy and Lorelei. This is Rusty's room. Stop it, dickhead.
Damn, Rusty's got
there's two of them now.
You know how CEOs will have a corner office looking over.
Please step into my office.
I feel expecting you.
This room is
quarterly business review.
This room is for Riptide, hence the
my own room. Oh,
theme. Azaleas.
Cute.
And then it would just be, I think, as she guides everyone into their room, and then finally takes Lou to her room, she's just gonna open the door and gesture for Lou to walk in.
Sure.
And then as soon as Lou walks in, she's gonna walk in behind and quite quickly shut the door so Leia doesn't come in. Very cold. Laffy's I'm smiling when I'm saying this because this is very out of character and I'm trying to make it serious and I'm not doing a very good job.
Think about Daxter annoying you.
He's humping the sofa right now, so I apologise if you can hear that in the background. That's Rusty rearranging his room. No, but she's gonna shut the door, sort of not lean against it, but stand in front of it and fold her arms and just look at Lou and say, "Sit down."
Okay. And
she's not going to move from the door. But she is just going to look Lou up and down. Again, very different to the way that Laffy usually carries herself. She looks exhausted and angry at the same time. And with her arms still folded, she's just gonna say, I need to get some things off my chest, and I need you to just listen to what I have to say. So, clearly, today has been a lot, and it's not the first time that your actions have put everybody in danger. Really? Really? Fucking dog. Back to being serious. You are, in my opinion, out of chances. I know bad things have happened to you, Lou, but it does not excuse your actions. You are endangering us every single day. You lie to us, you sneak around, you hide things from us. We're supposed to be a family. We're supposed to look after each other. And I feel like you'd stab any one of us in the back for some gold at this point. I have tried so hard to prove that we can be trusted and that we have your best interests at heart and that we love you despite everything. And I've realized now that I don't trust you because you had me on your side and I stuck up for you over and over again and tried to protect you, and you just spit it back in my face and you make me look like a complete idiot. And I refuse to break myself down any longer to make you feel better about yourself. If you want to be a part of the family, you have to be a part of the family. And clearly, it doesn't matter how much we care for you or love you, it's never going to be enough for you to change your ways, because I can't do that, and everybody else can't do that. It's got to be something that you choose to do. And it just feels like you're not choosing us in the same way that we're choosing you. And you told me before we got on the boat that you wanted me to hate you. And I told you I could never hate you because you are family and I do love you, but from now on, I'm gonna do that from a distance because I am being hurt and disappointed over and over, and I can't watch you destroy yourself anymore, Lou. I can't. So I will help you to help your sister, but I'm doing it because it's my duty to protect people, and if this book is as bad as you say it is, then I need to make sure that William doesn't hurt anybody with it. But as far as we're concerned, I did my part. I brought you back, and I don't owe you anything anymore. And she's gonna turn to leave the room, unless Lou says anything else to her. Or anything in general to her, because I realised I didn't give you a chance to speak.
I didn't leave to look for Leia. I really did want you guys to be there when I found her.
But it's everything that's led up to it. You get that, right? You see how hard we've been trying.
Yeah.
So maybe just think about it before it's too late.
I will.
And she's gonna leave and shut the door and completely ignore Leia as she walks to her room.
Yeah, I've put Leia on the map. I assume you'll want her about, like, or within sight.
She can sleep with her sister. She can top and tail with Lou. I don't give a shit what she does. She's not having a nice room.
Oh, I have the couch. Don't worry about that. She can sleep in my room.
She's got the couch. But yeah, I suppose she would head over there eventually. And we will begin. We've picked our rations, and we have we've clicked on the sleeping bag. Are there any exclamation marks over any heads?
You've been playing too much Baldur's Gate.
I have to spend too much Baldur's Gate.
I do have something. I do have something
I don't
for
make
the
the
morning. But it's probably going to be Laffy is awake early, so I think she's going to get up and use the new kitchen and make a big breakfast, and then have everybody sit down and listen because she's got this new lease of like anger and frustration, and she's like, let's get shit done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before you wake up and before you arise in the morning, a couple of things happen in the night. Primarily, to Lorelei and to Azalea are the ones that we're going to be looking at first of all. It's been a long day. Guys, it's just getting into bed. You know, when you get in, you're like, oh, I don't want to fall. And it's just like, it's the pillow.
Oh, this new bed is
that's perfect. Like, you don't know what information Laffy's been given to Cal, but like the thread count on the sheets is right. Like, you know, like I don't know if Laffy and Lorelei have preferred sides of the bed, but like the bed is like different levels of thickness on each side. So like, it's just right.
Damn.
Basically. So it's perfect for everybody, and had you had a chance, it would have been a wonderful surprise. But
Lorelei would have probably slept closer to the door.
Okay, that's fine. Well, it's fine. I don't know if you have sides. I have a side. I sleep on the right-hand side of the bed. Anyway,
I sleep on the side closest to the window.
I sleep furthest away from the door, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I hide behind Helen.
I just take up the entire bed.
Yeah.
I don't sleep.
I'm a small person, but I'm starfish.
Starfish, yeah. Look like a tiny dog in the middle of the bed.
It's the cat curled in the most annoying spot possible.
Yeah.
It's for everyone involved, including the cat.
Yeah. But as you lie down, and you do fall asleep very, very quickly, because it's been a long day, you guys are all fucking knackered. You feel this, like, you know, I don't know what was running through your head as, like, this scar on your face. We didn't really talk about it much. I imagine like it's one of those things like I don't even know what to do about this. I'm just gonna go sleep and
I had said that Lorelei probably would have like got some bandages or something and just like bandage up like the scar. Obviously she knows it doesn't like hurt in that way, but like still just to like hide it and just because it's annoying.
Yeah. But you very quickly, you know, you put on like this facial salve. I don't know what you want to call it, and you go to sleep. Now, your dreams recently, Lorelei, have been kind of weird. Like, they've been almost joyous sometimes, and it's been intersected with this imagery of Kilpatrick, like, walking around the north and doing things. Now, that's completely changed because you've moved your mark away from him onto Leia. So as you fall asleep, you see kind of Leia in the I want to say house in the... Yeah, fuck it, house will do. As she moves from where she was on the sofa and she heads towards the bedroom, and then the dreams keep chopping and changing as they are. If this hadn't been clear, you were sharing dreams with the other members of the party. There's like jumping from like dream to dream because you're connected via this network in your head that kind of roots through you. Mm-hmm. And you pick up on their dreams, and the dreams are often like flashes from their pasts or just whatever's running through their head at the moment. And so you see, like, clear as crystal, intercepted with the weird dreams of Rusty, who's like, you know, who's kind of walking down this long corridor with all these open doors, but he's like, none of them feel right for him. He's just trying to find the right open door. This dream of Riptide, as she's feeling really powerful all the time. She keeps looking around over the shoulder, and there's this flash of red that just like keeps her going. There's this stuff, I'd like from Kudo of these like, eyes in the forest that are watching these masked figures walking through and like keeping a very close eye on all these strange dream images that are intersected with this view of Leia, who walks from the sofa and walks into into Lou's room. There's like it jumps back in the dreams, and later she's sitting on the edge of the bed watching Lou who sat there with just like facing away to the wall, like back to Leia, and then back to the weird dreams, and then back in, and like Leia's kind of lying next to Lou, but there's no warmth coming from Lou whatsoever, and it's not as if she's like even breathing. It's like she's in bed with a statue. Like Lou is completely unmoving, like almost like she's not breathing, the cold to the touch, but then like when Leia goes to shake her, like Lou does respond, and that all these weird images and dreams and stuff going on. And then as you see deeper into REM, you find yourself walking down this long path, this really long winding path down like a hill, it's not a steep hill, it's like a gentle decline. And as you turn and look around to get a better view of the area around you, you see that it's...
Sorry, are we going up or down the hill?
You're going down the hill, gently down the hill towards like a beach or a river. And as you look around, you're surrounded by these faces, and some of the faces are a little bit familiar, some of them are very familiar, and one of them that stands out as incredibly familiar is Azalea. Now, Azalea, you look to your right and you see Lorelei walking down this path with you, and there's all these other people, kind of not hundreds of them, but there's like a fair few of all different kind of races. There's like Aarakocras, there's Corvum, there's Goliath,
all kinds of races. The birds,
the birds.
It's just bird races.
And they're walking down towards this hill. There's no rush, there's no rush to get down there. There's no feeling of dread or anything, even though you're walking kind of in the gloaming light. It's getting darker and darker with every step you take down the hill. It's not oppressive, and they're like points of light as like stars, what look like stars become visible. As you head down, you can hear the waves crashing on the shore, and as you see kind of coming into focus at the bottom of this hill is this huge, like just massive collection of people, millions, just more people than you could realistically count. It's so many people you don't know like how you would qualify how many people there are. Like, is it thousands? Is it millions? Is it more than that? Is it and they are all ages, all shapes and sizes, all races, and that some of them are dressed in very old-fashioned attire, some of them are very rich, some of them are very poor. Some of them have some of them have got injuries, some of them haven't, some of them look tired, some of them look awake, some of them are like babies that are left alone, but no one seems to be minding about that. And they're all stood at this on this beach, and at the beach, and the waves are lapping up on the shore, and there's this large, what looks like a large sailboat, like a raft almost, but it's huge. It looks like it could fit every single person on this beach into it, and they look like they're queuing to get onto it. But as they walk towards it, they are coming up against this invisible barrier, right? And as you kind of join this huge collective of people, they all just move out. No one's getting in anyone's way. There's no rush. And as you head closer towards this boat, or this thing, you notice that one of the mountains you've been walking alongside, it's shaped like a person hunched over, and there's this very clear image in your mind of this like half-skulled face looking down at all these people as they are like trying to get to this boat, but they can't progress through this barrier. And it sees you as you walk down. As you look over to Azalea, she's got this huge mark on her face, the same one as you had. And you look at Azalea, you look over to Lorelei, and again she's got this huge scar on her face. And this creature looks down, this huge, it's bigger than a mountain, hundreds, thousands of feet tall. It turns down to look at you. As it looks at you, it just inexplicably is about 8 feet tall, stood in front of you. And it's like this cadaverous face that's looking at you, but it's not threatening in any way. And it reaches out to put an arm on you, and it's this almost welcoming and like nice to see you vibe coming from, with this real aura of sadness as this creature like looks at you and turns to the boat and gestures to the boat.
I think if it's got an aura of sadness over anything,
yeah, you get a real like happy to see you, but like the event is not a happy event. Like they're glad you're here, but they are not glad that you are having to be here, kind of thing. If that makes sense, like seeing someone at a funeral.
Yeah. Can we talk?
Yeah, you can talk. Yeah. I mean, if you try, yeah.
I will.
There's like a susurration of noise as you look around, and these people, as you look around, are like whispering and muttering to each other. They are conversing, and you can hear like odd snippets of words, but they're not really directed at you. They're like there are like couples or people that are clearly there together. And as you look around, some of these people have got like all of them vaguely translucent, apart from you and Azalea, you've got this like solidness to you that no one else seems to have. Like you've got like colour and vibrancy. It's probably the best way to describe it. Everyone else is kind of like muted tones and a little bit transparent. Some people have got this like rocky, almost like you know when you drop milk into water, and it completely changes like the texture of it. Like even a few drops of milk, like even if you clean out an empty milk bottle, the texture of the water is a lot different than were it into a clean glass. It's like that. Some of them got this like really like opalescence to them, and every once in a while, as you catch it, I'll give this to you the high perceptions. Every so often, like they like spasm, like it's agony, and they will vanish, like and it's completely like out of existence. But there's so many of them that no one seems to be noticing what's happening or reacting to it in any way. And it's not like a wave of this happening. Like there's maybe like one every 10 seconds, but because there's this just innumerable amount of people there, it's barely making a dent.
And does the boat look? Is the boat big?
The boat is like TARDIS big, if you know what I mean by that. Like, it looks like it would be comfortable and would fit everybody in existence on it if they needed it to. It as big as it needs to be. Like it would get bigger if more people were waiting on the beach.
Can I try and speak? Can I just say?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I say, where are we?
I have a I mean, out of character, I think I know.
Out of character, I know.
I think Azalea would like with a strong tie to death. I think we're seeing the place that our marks came from.
The figure in the cloak, this skull-like figure, like nods.
Steve.
Yeah, we'll call him Steve. Yeah, Steve nods.
Steve
nods.
Scully Steve.
Scully Steve,
Skinny Bob Steve.
Yeah.
Making it worse now.
The big
I
ass.
have a weird question. Do
You're
any of these
not here
people...
for this at the moment, though.
Oh no, just
No, it's just these two.
Can I, as Azalea mentions like the mug thing and Steve over here nods, can I just say, I didn't think you had a mark. I didn't see one. Maybe I missed it.
Azalea's is there, it's just really small, isn't it? Or it's not there?
No, when you like finished the fight, you felt it there, and then when you kind of like turned back, it had gone. But now you're here, it's as livid as Lorelei's is.
Okay, so yeah, I think she turns her face to Lorelei, and you can see that big scar. I felt like I had one, even if I couldn't see it, or you couldn't see it.
Wait, I don't see another way other than following him or going that way.
If all of these people gathered and waiting here, aren't they supposed to be across that river? They're not supposed to be here, right?
I mean, the boat seems the way to cross.
The figure nods and then he gestures to some people who look like they've been trying, like they've worn a groove in the stone. They've been trying to get through this this invisible barrier for so long, and again there's this like the skull is like would be terrifying, but there's a real somberness to it that stops it being terrifying, and there's no implicit threat. Like no one here who's trying to get on the boat doesn't want to be there, kind of thing.
I'm picturing like a Day of the Dead skull almost. That's like because they're not scary, but
just like classic, like Terry Pratchett's death, just like a skull in a cloak. But rather than carrying a scythe, you look and he is carrying an oar. And I know it's probably been a long time since anyone's looked at the Gods channel.
It is the Silent Oarsman.
There is a god called the Silent Oarsman, who is the deity of natural life and death cycle.
Can I look to Steve and just say, what will happen when we cross, when we go to the boat?
He kind of tilts his head slightly, and even though there's no facial features, there's like a softening of the eyes, and he gestures up to gestures behind him to the ocean, and then lifts his hands up to the stars, and then gestures back down to like the horizon. And the horizon is very like pitch black dark, and the stars are like that wonderful, every color and imagination black, night sky, like purples, blues and reds. And he gestures to that, and he gestures to all the people like around him, and he just like looks a little bit worn down and defeated, and just gently shakes his head.
If we go, will we be able to come back?
He I don't want to say laughs, but like there's like he kind of twists his face slightly, so like the light falls on the edge of the teeth, so it looks like a soft smile, and then nods kind of imperceptibly. I'm going to give this because Lorelei's got very high insight.
I think Azalea also does.
Yeah, he's not expecting you to be able to get onto the boat.
Oh, I see. I mean, I don't see another way to go. May as well try.
He says we can come back. We might as well.
You walk forward, and you both feel this invisible wall between you and the boat, and he seems to be able to move between the boat and the beach easily. Like there's nothing preventing him. He's clipping
through the invisible wall.
Yeah, he's clipping through the invisible wall, but it's clear you're not able to proceed, and he gently puts a hand on either your shoulder and turns you gently to face another person. So someone like, I'm trying to think, so you vaguely recognize this person as one of, I will give you, I'm not going to make you roll, as one of the cultists you fought in the one of the New Dawn cultists that Azalea's zombie killed, like just bludgeoned to death. He's there, and he's just kind of looking around, and he looks like not unhappy to be there, just kind of like white person smile waiting for the bus kind of thing. And then all of a sudden he's like racked with pain, and his skin goes this opalescent milky, just stony vibe almost, and he reaches forward, and all of a sudden all of this like patience and serenity vanishes from him, and you see like the shock lurch forward of like a zombie or an undead or a ghoul or a ghast as it twists it, and there's this horrible mashing of the facial features. It reaches out in rage, and he evaporates and just disappears from this beach. Could you roll either of you roll Arcana? Oh, both of you can roll Arcana.
James, Faith Fiend's undead.
I will give you undead.
Okay.
18. What you've seen, and I will try to summarize it. You may have picked up on it anyway, I don't know. The beach is clearly like a metaphor of like taking the steps into whatever the afterlife is, but for whatever reason they're blocked from getting there. They are blocked from taking the next step into the afterlife. So all of the souls and all of the life force that should be returning to the universe to do whatever it needs to do, the karmic exchange, whatever it needs to be, is being prevented from happening. People are being stopped indefinitely from moving on from the plane, and almost at random they are being corrupted because they can't stay here forever, and like dumped back into the proper world as undead. That's where the monstrous undead kind of random things are coming from.
I will look to Steve, and just after saying that, I note that with the check. Just like, probably as she knows that, I don't know if I can telepathically communicate with Azalea while in
everything works as normal, and you can even still feel like the other people, like the other members of your party. You're not physically here.
Yeah. So I think she'll just say that information you said to me, to Azalea, and then look to Steve and be like, is there a reason you're showing us this?
It's going to sound really creepy, but I don't want it to be. He's going to gently gesture to the scar on your face, and then he's going to look down as if he's sad that it has to be there.
Okay. So, from what I'm gathering, he's just saying, like, speaking out loud, this. You're saddened by the pause on necromancy, or the
I think it's the flow. There's
the flow
no
of it,
natural flow of life
because
like this.
it's blocking the natural flow of things.
He's gonna hold his hands out, and he's gonna show like a classic metamorphosis of like a caterpillar to a butterfly, so that the caterpillar's crawling along and it puts itself in the cocoon, and then but before it breaks out, he twists his hand, like the shell hardens around it, and the butterfly like changes within the cocoon but can't break out, and then basically consumes itself within the cocoon, and then just like disintegrates. But you can't. He can only show you in metaphor.
Sorry, I'm writing so down.
That's okay. As he shows you that, he gestures to all the people, and then he kind of he makes this hand sign of the cocoon, and gestures to the wall, like this invisible wall, and as the cocoon, as this thing that's preventing them from moving on.
I do want to ask Steve, like, I have a question, and I don't think I'll like the answer, but when I do that, when I summon the dead, is it just like this?
He holds two hands out, and he holds one closer to you, and then he does the butterfly thing again, and then shows like a version of you, like a kind of like the top half only, summoning the butterfly quite almost before it's ready, but then when it finishes it disappears and like floats off, like it flaps. It's once you finish with it flaps off to rejoin whatever's next, and then he shows it now, and it shows you pulling the butterflies from within this hardened cocoon, but then them being forced back into it. If that makes, it's very hard to describe without using words.
Yeah.
But like he kind of nods, and then he kind of shrugs, like not like oh it doesn't really matter, but like
it's hard to.
It's very hard to describe without him speaking. But he points to one of the people on the beach, who is like looks like has been very badly injured. Again, they spasm and they disappear. And then a few moments later, this other say a couple of minutes later, they walk back down the beach, looking even more injured and even more transparent. Just like their souls are being worn down by the grind of it.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Okay, is there a way of making these people able to get on that boat?
He nods.
Is it something that we can help with?
He nods, and then he puts his hands together, he reaches out, takes your hands, and brings them up in front of you, and then opens them like it was a book. So your hands are in front of you, open, and then he puts in there his finger, and then he brings your hands to your face and like drags it very, very gently down the scar, and then drip like sprinkle like Salt Bay sprinkle something into your hands, and as you look at each other, the scars have gone, and then he nods again, but he can't. He's silent. He doesn't talk. He looks around to see if he can give you any other clue, and he points to somebody in a suit of armor. Like a very this person is like they're like basically missing part of their face, but it doesn't look painful. It's just looked like someone's like airbrushed it out. And he gestures this person, and they are wearing suits of armor that would have been seen towards the end of the Lich War. And he kind of like gestures to them, and he puts his finger up, just one finger, like just one, and points at that person. One.
I mean, I just make sure, is that person familiar at all? And what sort of
no,
armor
you don't
is
recognise
it?
them, but like the suit of armor you would recognise as being like common garb of one of the peoples who were fighting towards the end of the Lich War.
The Lost Alliance of Men and Elves.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, and he kind of points to them, one, and then points to someone wearing like a similar outfit, again, very similar time frame, and puts up like two, and he looks around. He puts his hand up for three. Shakes his head, 4 shakes his head, 5 shakes his head, 6 shakes his head, 7 shakes his head, 8, and he points to another person in the suit of armor.
It's getting to 9.
Yeah. So, but he just I don't know if this is coming across. It's very hard to describe.
It is.
He was showing the order, like who arrived first.
Okay.
Okay.
It'd be much easier if I was there. I'm literally doing the hand gestures.
Yeah.
Trying to describe him to you. So this problem started towards the end of the Lich War, but he can't give you any additional details.
Okay, I think I know, but
I think we can
Yeah.
work out from like the context.
Yeah.
He looks very somber, and like so the stars in the sky, and he turns you both around and gestures you back up the hill, as if like dawn was coming up, but it's not. It's not the sun. It's like a different shade. It's a much more goldenly yellowy color than the white of the sun. He gestures you up the hill, and it's like breaking, like dawn's coming down. All the people turn around to look at it, and he points up the hill and puts like very gently like pushes you towards it, so you can walk back up the hill away from the beach.
Mhm.
And as you do, because it's like very very you can't. Like push back, and he's being very gentle and friendly about it, and you'll always be welcome back. He pushes you gently away so you can walk up the hill back towards this light. And as you're walking up there, stood at the top of the hill, like is a silhouette that is kind of like encompassed by the goldenness of the sun that you can't quite make out the features of.
Can I make any check to like get my like look for them, or it's just not no?
Oh, you can make a check, sure.
Perception.
Ooh, can I help?
Faefien's undead?
Can I help?
Well, I was gonna say Faefien's undead. I was gonna ask because I have advantage on perception checks made in night or in darkness. Would this count?
This is silhouetted by a star, but this is Faefien's undead, so you do get
Oh.
advantage.
Okay. 23.
23, nice. This figure is slightly translucent, much more so, less physically corporeal than any of the figures you've seen on the beach, as if even though their souls were there, like this creature is only half there. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. But they are completely silhouetted by the sun.
Skeleton Steve has hiccups. Bones all clicking together.
As you get up closer to it, you do start recognizing features. You see a very translucent, almost as she's half there, Lou, with one of these cuts on her face. But as you realize that, that's when you wake up. The others of you, most of you there would have had like snippets of that dream, like weird images on a beach, apart from Lou, who would not have had any dreams. And that's where we will wake up, or when you rather, Lorelei and Lorelei and Azalea would wake up. As the sun is beaming through, but the sun that you're seeing through the window is a much sharper light. The light you were walking towards was a much softer, yellowy golden light. Can you both make me a wisdom check, but not perception? Like I pick
so
something
straight wisdom.
Insight would be best, I think. Insight
What's
would
for
be
me?
best. Yeah.
23 again.
23 again. Let's see. Azalea will get with 17. Now this is where it gets a little bit sappy, because that yellowy gold color was the exact color of the sun on Laffy's hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, of the other sun.
Yeah, of the sun you were walking up the
all
hill
about
towards.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, the sun in the weird dream space.
Yeah. But we'll take a quick audio break, so I'm busting for a piss. That's okay, because I drank like 3 pints of water before I started, like an idiot.
Imagine having water.
Yeah. Oh shit! You're still out of water.